You must have heard about the Jessica and Mitesh Patel case, where a husband murdered his wife for 180 million rupees in insurance. A mobile app revealed the truth. This case is a perfect example of how a life of show-off always ruins one's life. Jessica Patel, of Indian origin living in Britain, falls in love with a boy named Mitesh. After some time, they both get married. But after this marriage, Jessica faces a Mitesh she had never imagined even in her dreams. From the very first day after the marriage, Jessica's life becomes hell. And then this life ends in such a tragic way that tears will come to your eyes. So what exactly happened to Jessica, and who was the culprit in this whole matter? What was the connection of 180 million rupees in insurance to this case? Stay tuned till the end of the video to know. Believe me, when you learn about the incidents that happened with Jessica, the person who committed this incident, and the reasons behind this whole incident, you will be shocked. A mobile app played a very important role in solving this case. Stay tuned to the video to know how. In this whole story, there are two most important characters, Jessica Patel and Mitesh Patel. Both were of Indian origin and were living in Britain. Jessica met a boy named Mitesh Patel while studying pharmacy at a college in Britain. Jessica saw all the qualities in Mitesh that she wanted in a boy. Overall, Mitesh was then a perfect boyfriend and, in Jessica's eyes, a perfect future husband. Therefore, after dating each other for some time, Jessica and Mitesh decided to get married, and both informed their respective families about this decision. After initial investigations, both families agreed to the relationship, and then in July 2009, Jessica and Mitesh got married with great fanfare. A few years after the marriage, Jessica and Mitesh left their home and went to live in Lidhamtur. Here, Jessica and Mitesh together opened a large pharmacy on Roman Road. A short distance from this pharmacy, they both also took a large house. Here, Jessica and Mitesh's new business started doing quite well, and in no time, they both started earning a lot. Now these people had their own big business and a lot of money, but still, one thing was missing from their lives, and that was that many years had passed since their marriage, but Jessica had not yet become a mother. For many years, Jessica could not become a mother, so at Mitesh's insistence, she started trying to become a mother with the help of IVF technology. The first 3 attempts at IVF also failed, but in the 4th attempt at IVF, something miraculous happened, and on May 9, 2018, Jessica's doctor told her that this attempt had been successful, and the fertilized embryos could be implanted in Jessica's uterus next month so that she could become a mother. Hearing this news, Jessica was very happy. It had only been a few days since the good news of IVF success was received, when something suddenly happened in this family that turned happiness into mourning. The date was May 14, 2018, at 8:20 p.m. Jessica's husband, Mitesh Patel, called Britain's National Emergency Response Service 999 and said in a very panicked voice that it seemed like his house had been robbed and the robbers had also attacked his wife. Her hands and feet were tied, and her entire body was covered with duct tape. Hearing Mitesh Patel's words, the 999 operator on the other end immediately asked Mitesh for his address and, in the very next minute, sent doctors and an ambulance to that address. The police were also informed. The police and ambulance left very quickly for the reported location. On the other hand, Mitesh was still online on the same emergency helpline, and the emergency helpline operator was continuously reassuring Mitesh and also giving him instructions on what to do next. The operator said, "Remove the tape from Jessica's face as quickly as possible." Mitesh did the same. Then the operator asked, "Are there any marks on her face or neck? Is she making any movements?" To this, Mitesh replied, "No, no movement is visible." Meanwhile, Mitesh screamed loudly. Hearing Mitesh's words, the operator realized that the matter was very serious and began to reassure Mitesh. Mitesh had not even hung up the emergency helpline phone when the ambulance and doctor's team also arrived at the door. The police also arrived. Doctors immediately took charge and began examining Jessica. After initial examination, the doctors immediately stated that Jessica had passed away. At this time, Jessica was only 34 years old. Jessica's parents and family members were also informed about Jessica's death. Seeing Jessica's parents and sisters, Mitesh started crying even more. When Jessica's sister, Manisha Patel, tried to comfort Mitesh, Mitesh became even more emotional, and he put his head on her shoulder and started crying uncontrollably. Crying, he said, "She left me. I'm completely broken." Amidst all this, the police took possession of Jessica's body and sent it for postmortem. At the same time, the police also started searching for Jessica's killer and the criminal who robbed the house. The police investigation began at the crime scene itself. At first glance, it was visible that all the household items were scattered, valuable things were broken, and all the cupboards and drawers were almost all open, with their contents scattered. The initial investigation also revealed that Jessica Patel's iPhone was missing. Seeing all this, it was clear that it was a case of robbery, but after a few minutes of investigation, one thing started bothering the police. A robbery had certainly occurred in the house, but there were no signs of forced entry, meaning no one had forcibly entered the house. From this, the police estimated that whoever committed this act must have known Jessica, which is why he entered easily and disappeared. When the police spoke to Mitesh about this, Mitesh said that when he was at home, Jessica returned from duty around 7 p.m. After Jessica arrived, he went out to get pizza. After about half an hour, when he returned with the pizza, he saw Jessica lying there. After this statement, the police started searching the house. When the police made a list of the missing items from the house, it was found that Jessica's iPhone was missing and the hard drive of the CCTV cameras installed in the house was also missing. In addition, Mitesh stated that there were many jewels in the drawers, and they were also missing. During the investigation at the house, the missing iPhone was also found just a few minutes later from the dustbin outside the door. To solve this case, the police first started analyzing Jessica's mobile data. At the same time, Mitesh's mobile also started to be investigated. Jessica and Mitesh both used iPhones, and the iPhone Health app was active on both their phones. When the police investigated the data from the Health app on Jessica's mobile, it was found that Jessica entered the house at 7:10 p.m. After that, no activity was recorded on her mobile. However, a few minutes later, 14 steps were recorded on her mobile. After this, the next activity on the mobile was recorded at 8:40 p.m. when a police officer picked up the mobile from the dustbin outside. On the other hand, the police investigated the data from the Health app on Mitesh's mobile and found that exactly at the same time when the activity on Jessica's mobile stopped, the activity on Mitesh's mobile suddenly increased. Data analysis revealed that Mitesh was constantly running around the house for the next 10 minutes after 7:30 p.m. During this time, he climbed stairs several times. Just before he called the emergency helpline for help, he had also gone to the upper floor of his house. The police could not understand why he had gone upstairs before making the emergency call. Besides this, the police had many other questions in their minds. Just to find the answers to those questions, 3 days after Jessica's death, the police questioned Mitesh. In addition, the house was also searched. During the search of the house, the police also found the missing CCTV hard drive inside a large suitcase filled with clothes. In addition, the jewelry that Mitesh was claiming had been stolen was also found in a suit during the search. When the hard disk was examined, it was found that on the day of the incident, i.e., May 14, 2018, around 7:10 p.m., Jessica returned home from work. Before that, Mitesh was present in the house. CCTV footage showed Mitesh leaving the house around 7:40 p.m. and reaching a nearby pizza store. CCTV footage from the pizza store also showed Mitesh buying pizza at the pizza store around 8 p.m. According to the CCTV, Mitesh went back inside the house around 8:20 p.m., and then at 8:22 p.m., he called the emergency helpline number 999. Mitesh had claimed that someone had broken into the house, looted it, and murdered Jessica. But now, with the discovery of the CCTV hard disk, it was clear that Mitesh was the last person to enter the house. In addition, mobile data analysis also revealed that at the time of Jessica's death, Mitesh was running around the entire house. All these signs were screaming and pointing towards the fact that someone inside the house itself committed this crime. The police began to interrogate Mitesh Patel strictly. The revelations that followed this interrogation were chilling. According to Mitesh's statement, as soon as Jessica returned home from work at 7:10 p.m., Mitesh, who was already prepared, first gave her a large dose of insulin injection on her neck. After this, Mitesh put a large plastic bag over Jessica's face. Due to the sudden attack, Jessica fell to the ground. The overdose of insulin also started working, and slowly Jessica went into a state of unconsciousness. Meanwhile, Mitesh wrapped the plastic bag around Jessica's mouth in such a way that no air could go inside the plastic bag. In this way, Jessica began to gasp for air without oxygen, and slowly she became unconscious, and after about 20 minutes, her breathing stopped. Once Mitesh was sure that Jessica was dead, he first tied Jessica's hands and feet with rope, and then taped Jessica's entire body with duct tape. After that, he started scattering the household items to create a scene of a robbery at home. After doing all this, he took Jessica's mobile phone and threw it in the dustbin outside. Then he calmly went out, bought a pizza, and then around 8:20 p.m., as soon as he entered, he went straight to the upper floor because he remembered that he hadn't hidden the CCTV hard disk. After hiding the hard disk in a suit full of clothes, Mitesh finally called the emergency helpline. After this revelation, the police tried to find out the reason for the murder. What was revealed then was even more shocking. According to Mitesh's statement, the love and subsequent marriage with Jessica in 2008 to 2009 were just a small part of his big plan. Actually, Mitesh was gay and had no interest in women. Since Mitesh's family was very religious, Mitesh understood very well that his family would never accept this. So he took advantage of Jessica's innocence and naivety, and first pretended to love her and then married her. He had indeed married Jessica, but after the marriage, he had never had physical relations with Jessica even once. 10 months after their marriage, Jessica had even mentioned this to her sister. Even after 6 years of marriage, they never had physical relations. Jessica, despite this, continued to maintain the relationship with full honesty, only hoping that one day everything would be fine. Mitesh, on one hand, ran away from Jessica, and on the other hand, he was always looking for a gay partner. For this, he had also created his profile on a dating app. On this dating app, he met Dr. Amit Patel of Indian origin who also lived in Britain. Dr. Amit Patel was also gay. This is where Amit and Mitesh's friendship began, and then their meetings started, and they had physical relations many times. Mitesh became so obsessed with Amit that he started dreaming of spending his life with him. However, in 2016, Amit went to Australia. Despite this, Mitesh's obsession did not diminish, and he started talking to Amit on the phone for hours. He had even reserved the upper room of the house for himself, where he used to be on the phone with Amit until 4 a.m. Mitesh's affair with Amit was going on when Jessica somehow got a hint that Mitesh was gay and was in a relationship with a boy. When Jessica spoke to Mitesh about this, he flatly denied it and said that there was no such thing. However, he later accepted the truth because his picture kissing a boy near his own pharmacy was captured on CCTV. Here, Mitesh promised, "I will never meet Amit. Just don't tell anyone anything." Jessica believed Mitesh's words. Sometime after this, Mitesh explained to Jessica the plan to have a child through IVF. Jessica also agreed to this. The first 3 IVF attempts failed, but the 4th attempt was successful. Everyone was quite happy, but this happiness did not last long because the very next day after this news was received, Mitesh murdered Jessica. In fact, Mitesh had prepared for IVF as part of a conspiracy. He had planned with his gay partner, Dr. Amit Patel, that as soon as the IVF was successful, he would kill Jessica, then take the fertilized embryo and go to Dr. Amit, who was living in Australia. There, he would also have children through surrogacy and also marry Amit there. According to the plan, Mitesh did exactly that. Mitesh knew that he would need a lot of money to live in Australia, so he had also arranged for the money. Actually, according to the plan, Mitesh had also gotten an insurance policy for Jessica worth approximately 180 million rupees a few months before murdering Jessica. Mitesh's plan was to first make Jessica's murder appear as a robbery, and then take the insurance money and the fertilized embryos and flee to his partner Amit in Australia. But the police did not let this happen. And after all these secrets were revealed, on the 3rd day of Jessica's murder, the police arrested Mitesh on charges of Jessica's murder and destroying evidence. Knowing Mitesh's truth, for a moment, even Jessica's family members did not believe the truth told by the police. The police presented the data from Jessica and Mitesh's iPhone health app as evidence in court, where records of Mitesh running around inside the house at the time of Jessica's death were present. In addition, during the investigation, the same duct tape was recovered from Mitesh's pharmacy that was wrapped around Jessica's body. The police also presented Mitesh's Google search history as evidence in court. Mitesh had searched extensively on Google for methods of murder, ways to get insurance money after committing murder, and many other things related to murder. 7 months after Jessica Patel's murder, in December 2018, the hearing of this case began in court, and in just 2 hours and 50 minutes of hearing, Mitesh Patel's guilt was proven, and he was sentenced to life imprisonment for the murder of Jessica Patel. The judge clearly wrote in his verdict that Mitesh Patel would have to remain in jail continuously for at least 30 years. The court considered it an honor killing. Currently, Mitesh is in jail, while Mitesh's gay partner, Dr. Amit Patel, is free. By the way, 10 days before Jessica's murder, i.e., on May 4, 2018, Mitesh texted Amit asking, "You know this plan. Do you think we will succeed?" In response, Amit said, "Only you know the answer." Not only that, just one night before Jessica's murder, Amit and Mitesh had talked continuously for 39 minutes via video call. They were also talking continuously via text messages. The police had also recorded the text messages in 50 pages and presented them in court, but Dr. Amit Patel's guilt was not proven in court, and he is free. Friends, how did you find the story? Do tell us in the comment box. If you liked our effort, then please like and share this video so that people can also know about this terrifying story. If you have not subscribed to this channel yet, then quickly subscribe to the channel. Also, for such chilling stories related to the world of crime, after subscribing to the channel, press the bell icon and make sure to turn on notifications. See you in the next video with another true story related to the world of crime. Thank you.